Now, you saw that my president, during his speech a couple of days ago, put the blame on the Afghan forces, said that if they're not prepared to fight for themselves, that the Americans can't fight for them.
Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed, sometime without trying to fight.
I am hearing a very different message from you, and I'd like to give you the chance to raise that.
It's a shame that he is insulting, he's dishonoring the Afghan forces, the way he is saying that they didn't want to fight back. If we didn't want to fight back, I wouldn't have 2,300 people in the army dead from my tribe only. And I'm a very small tribe. I come from Maruf, a district that is all mountainous. And we as a district lost 2,300 men to this war in the past 2 decades. 2,300 men is a huge number for one district, right? So if they didn't want to fight, they didn't want to fight for themselves, why die, right?
How many members of your tribe total, just so everyone here understands what we're talking about?
It's a very small district, so it's relatively around 20,000 people or somehow like that, and it's all family included. Right now, if you go to those IDP villages, if you knock on every door, it's a widow and orphans, no man in the house. There are no men left to bury the men that are being murdered in the war in the past 3 weeks, right? So let me assure you that Afghans wanted to fight for themselves. It was the orders that told them that the ceasefire has been there and there is a negotiation in place. A peace deal has been reached. Don't fight, stand back. Let's not dishonor the Afghan army right now. I mean, like, politics aside, yes, our leaders were corrupt, but people, army, no, they were not corrupt. They were willing to fight. Don't put political leaders' blame on an army. That was holy and that was sacred.
So what happened when the Taliban started taking all of this territory and virtually no shots were fired? Why was it that the Afghan Defense Forces at that point basically just bled away?
Because they were asked to stand by. You know how military works. You know how disciplined they are. If you tell them to stand back, even if somebody is murdering you, they will stand back. I have friends in the army. They will always stand back. They are very they are disciplined people. They are not civilians. They are military.
I remember just 2 months ago when former President Ashraf Ghani said that under no circumstances would he leave the country. Would he leave the people? And, just as the American ambassador was fleeing the country, the Afghan president was fleeing the country as well. How do you feel about that?
See, Afghan president, him leaving, him fleeing, that was disappointing. That was also emotional because we all voted for him. We wanted him to stand by us. We wanted him to do right by us, right? But he didn't. He did right by his group of corrupt leaders. So all those things are very emotional to take in. But then at the same time, you have to understand that by the time that Ashraf Ghani had to leave, there was nothing that he could do about it anyways, right? Everything was taken. He didn't handle the crisis very well. He didn't do right by the people of Afghanistan. But at the end of the day, he was an elected president and he shouldn't be removed like that. And democracy shouldn't be played with like that, right? You can't just bring in people like, let's bring in Taliban whenever we want. Let's bring in Karzai whenever we want. That's not how it's supposed to be.